Welcome everybody to Forza Motorsport 7, and today we're dealing with the 2018 Dodge Durango SRT. Now this is the third generation, which started back in 2011, though the Durango can be traced all the way back to 1998, and it's built on the same platform as the Jeep Grand Cherokee, though it has a longer wheelbase and a different interior, which I'll show you. Different interior as in the fact that it has 3 rows of seats, so you've got 2 in the front, 2 in the middle and 2 in the back, so you've got seating for 6, which makes it really rather practical, more practical than the Jeep, which can only seat 5. So yeah, as far as practicalities goes, this is a better vehicle than the Jeep. It's also got slightly more power than the Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT that is on this game, as from its 6.4 litre V8 Hemi engine, it's got 475 horsepower and 470 pounds-feet of torque. So that's 5 horsepower more and 5 foot-pounds of torque more as well. But this car does weigh more at 5,510 pounds, so yeah, weight-wise this is a bit of a heavy beast, but then again it is obviously a longer car with more interior going for it, so yeah, I guess that's to be expected. Styling-wise, I kind of like it. I certainly like the front, like some of the styling cues, like the Dodge name being in the headlights, and it's, yeah, looks pretty menacing in some regards, but compared to the Jeep, I just think the Jeep looks slightly better. It's slightly better all round, rather than just, you know, looking good at the front. So yeah, I prefer the Jeep slightly more in terms of styling. This obviously does have a little bit more power. It's actually a little bit more quicker in terms of acceleration. I'm not sure why, because obviously this does way more, but maybe it's down to the gearbox or the gearing in general. But nonetheless, we're going to take this out there and see what it can do. And obviously being an SUV, it's not going to be the most you know, exciting car to drive. But it's going to be interesting to see how it compares to the Jeep Grand Cherokee, as obviously it does way more and is a little bit longer. But nonetheless, let's get out there and see what it can do. So we're at the Virginia International Raceway Grand East circuit. Chose this track because yes, it's a bit long, but it should hopefully show off what this car can do or can't do handling wise. So yeah, having a Hemi, it's got a pretty nice sounding engine. It's also got an 8-speed automatic gearbox. Which gives us plenty of gears, even low down in terms of speed. But yeah, being a large, quite high-riding SUV, it's, yeah, evidently not going to be the best handling car out there. Stats-wise, it's apparently the same in terms of handling and braking as the Jeep Grand Cherokee, but me personally, I think this car's a little bit worse. Maybe in part due to the extra weight or because it's a longer wheelbase, but for whatever reason, this does feel a little bit less secure and a little bit less predictable in terms of what it can do handling wise. Obviously this car is more akin to the track than off-roading, because I really doubt you could ever take this car off-road with its, you know, sporting credentials that have been added onto it to help it deal with the extra power that this 6.4 litre Hemi gives it, but I really don't think it was worth that kind of compromise. I would have thought, you know, being able to go off-roading as well as decently go around the track would have been the better thing to do, but then again I doubt very many people would ever off-road this kind of vehicle, quite frankly. Seems to be the case for most SUVs nowadays, is people buy them purely for the road and nothing else, so yeah. A little bit of a shame that the handling doesn't meet the kind of power that it's got. It does seem to oversteer at times, unpredictably. Like that, for instance. And then obviously it puts you out of shape for whatever's coming up next. Which means you can't really use that power all that much in twisting conditions like this. Which means that the acceleration, despite being better than the Jeep Grand Cherokee, kind of goes to waste. As you can do 0 to 60 in 4.418 seconds, 0 to 111.7 seconds, going to a top speed of 174 miles an hour. Which is good, no doubt about that. It's quicker to 60 than a Kia Stinger, for instance, but it's just a little bit unpredictable, a little too unpredictable for my liking, quite frankly, especially for an all-wheel drive vehicle. You would have thought it would have more grip, more stability with all-wheel drive rather than less. It seems to me that they've not compensated for the extra wheelbase and the extra weight with that all-wheel drive system, and they've just pretty much kept it the same as the Jeep, expecting it to behave the same when it just doesn't. Never mind the fact it does obviously have a little bit of extra power and a little bit of extra torque. So yeah, not really sure the point of this car on this game, to be honest, because obviously, like I said, it is pretty much the same as the Jeep, just slightly worse in terms of handling. It is obviously nice to have a standard Dodge SUV on the game. It's not something we've had for a while, if at all. So whether or not you consider the that V10 pickup truck that we had in Forza 4, I think it was, or a bit older than that, an SUV, but either way, it is nice to have one in. Just would have been, you know, more preferable to have a better car, quite frankly, because yeah, it is a little bit weak. It is more power over everything else, but I could see why people would own one in real life, because obviously it does have more seating than a Jeep. It obviously does have a little bit more power, and styling wise, which comes down to opinion, you might well like it more than the Jeep, but in the context of this game, it's, yeah, a little bit weak and a little bit underwhelming, quite frankly. But at the end of the day, it does add a little bit more variety to the game, and it does mean we have, you know, more American SUVs to try out against one another. But I would have preferred something a little bit better, or at least, you know, maybe even something a little bit older that is also better. Doesn't necessarily have to be new to be good. But yeah, nonetheless, an okay car in some regards, but the handling really is the biggest flaw, and is, you know, kind of the reason why it does stop me from recommend getting it or trying it out, quite frankly. But maybe you guys will enjoy it a bit more than me, or be able to handle it a little bit better. But me personally, it's just not good enough, quite frankly. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.